Anything? Anyone?
No audio, bro.
Check me out. Oh, wait. Wait. I think we're good. Check.
And then 10 seconds.
Check. Wait, okay, so hold on.
Yeah, we got audio.
Okay. Here's the weird thing. That's only in testing mode. For some reason, it's not going to let me save it. But we'll just leave it in testing mode. How about that? That seems to be fine with me. All right. Now put that up to the computer mic. That way we get a nice echo chamber going. All right. So you have the link then, yes?
Yep.
Okay. Well,
Okay.
if you want to come introduce yourself for those who don't know.
Yeah, let me get this set out and we'll be here a while.
Sound the sirens. Yeah, we got time for sure. You guys thought a 12-inch tube was big.
Baby 24 inch.
Kind of quiet though, he says. Okay, well, here's what we'll do. Crank that up. That should be a little bit better. That's about as good as that's gonna get though. Okay.
We Rocketeer
Rocketeer, comma the.
comma the.
Yeah, because my Rocket League name was the Rocketeer. So, because the movie and it's like kind of tongue in cheek. I didn't realize when I made that Rocketeer is like the highest rank you can get in Rocket League, and it definitely was not one because I just started playing. So further away, not helping. Well, listen, there's not much I can do for you there.
We'll talk up. We'll keep an eye out then.
We'll scream. We can move the laptop a hair closer off the old 6-inch Aero Pack cap. Okay. Do 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 do. Boo boo boo. See if I can get any more microphone audio for you, but it doesn't look like it. Nope, we are
We are
maxed.
reasonably whispering too. Like, we don't,
Yeah, that's true. How's this?
This is gonna be fun. We'll be able to answer questions and like look at chat and figure all that stuff out. So welcome. Okay. So that's posted there. Let me do one more. Alright.
So, we have a few people watching. You guys can get the ball rolling if you'd like to ask some questions. And we're going to get the ball rolling on fiberglassing this huge tube. So, we'll do what we can as far as answering the questions goes. But the epoxy dries rather quickly for it being a 2 foot in diameter tube. So
We're gonna move quickly. That's all.
that means this should be done 20 minutes, right?
Yeah.
I think these will do fine.
Excellent.
How much working time do you have with your team? Oh, resin. It helps to rut. Helps to do things properly. 25 minutes. That's what I was talking about. So it's
Not a lot. Well, it does say we're going to do multiple batches, so we have 25 minutes per batch that we do. We're expecting probably, I'm thinking half a dozen or more batches, so we should be here for at least a few hours, unless things go horribly wrong quickly. Then we'll be here for a short amount of time. But if it goes horribly wrong slowly, we will be here for a while. So, my name's Bryce. Thanks, Braden, for coming over. And we're out in Seattle, Washington. We're going to fiberglass this 24-inch rocket for my LDRS project in Wisconsin the second weekend in July. So if you have any questions about the project, feel free to throw those in chat. What you're looking at here is the aft end. We have some centering rings that are just helping hold things here. It's got a Pro 150 6.33 inch motor mount in the middle. That's what the 2x4 is going through. And we got 6 outboard 98 millimeter motors. So it's going to be super duper cool. We're only going to fly it on probably an M or an N if it's light enough out at LDRS. But we'll be filling this thing up with an O motor and more fun for Black Rock and other fun events. So should be super cool. Today we're going to do fiberglass. So we've got a lot of fiberglass here on standby. We're going to start prepping that. I'm going to slide the epoxy table closer, and we're going to go ahead and get rolling. Start with PPE though. Personal protective equipment.
It's a little bit of a tight fit. We're there.
Stuff doesn't off gas very much, so we don't need any respirators or anything. But that's something to keep in mind if you're using something like phenolic resin or other really not great for you stuff. But this stuff's not so bad. This is US Composites. We're using the 3-to-1 hardener. So that gives us about 25 minutes, it says, a working time. In my experience, it's not cold out here. It's like 75, so we should be pretty nominal to that. But in my experience, it's a little bit slower, so we should be able to do that. It doesn't kick fast.
It doesn't do the West Systems thermal explosion thing here in 5 minutes.
Yeah. Well, we'll find out.
Somebody asked, how do you know you have it all even for weight and balance? Well, in this particular case, it's not really.
Yeah, when your rocket weighs upwards of close to 300 pounds at liftoff, we don't have to worry too much about specific weights and balances. Here we're going to add, I don't know yet, probably roughly 10 to 15 pounds of fiberglass and epoxy, if I had to guess. And so with that, compared to 300 pounds, it's all going to be radial here. So we should be pretty well balanced. It's not as big a deal as you might think. Also not a supersonic high performance rocket. If you aren't aware, 24 inches is big and fat, not high and fast. So we're looking for like maybe 1,000 feet max altitude on like a full M mid end, somewhere in that range.
Have you ever fiberglass cardboard rocket?
No, that's a great idea. Yeah, that's
More than
don't,
doable.
yeah, definitely don't do it without fiberglassing.
Yeah.
But you can do almost Mach 1.5 with like a 54 or 3-inch, like just straight lock too.
I mean, think about like all the old balls projects before glass was affordable. It was all phenolic with carbon fiber. People were shooting for 100,000 feet even back then. So people push it pretty fast.
Keep getting stuff set up. Feel free to read some questions, and if anyone's in Seattle and wants to party, well, Rocket Shop is open for partying.
I've done a metric but with a fiberglass carbon fiber Kevlar. Are you worried about heat with too many layers at one time? It's not going to be multiple layers. It's going to be multiple batches of epoxy to achieve one layer. Like Bryce was saying earlier off camera, if we manage to get away without using the whole gallon of epoxy that he has over there. Well, that's about 3/4 of a gallon, I'd say, but
I've only used like 2 pumps of it.
there's a decent chance it will be empty here shortly. There you go. Shake well.
Instructions for the US Composites 3-to-1 says they want you to shake it pretty well. I called the guy to ask actually about something else, but he mentioned, by the way, make sure you shake it. I asked him why, and he said because their 3-to-1 hardener is actually half their 2-to-1 and half of their 4-to-1 hardener, and they can settle out. They have different densities,
Oh,
and so to get that medium cure rate, which is what I was after. I kind of wanted something in the middle of it's going to take a few days and it's going to take a few minutes, and probably shows a little on the short side for something like this. But I use this stuff. I'm going to use this stuff for everything. I've only used it once or twice before. To actually put down, this is a good note. Put down a epoxy layer that's currently on the tubes. This is sonotube. It's all cardboard, and it would soak up so much epoxy.
Oh yeah.
That I put a layer of epoxy down first, so we should just be getting things ready on top. Do you want to go ahead and put some epoxy in the cup here? I'm going to trim the fiberglass.
Yeah, I will. I almost think we should wait till the fiberglass is ready.
Yeah.
Just putting it on a thin layer is going to help us
I
out.
think.
But I'm afraid it's going to flash everywhere because we're mixing so much of it.
Yeah. That's. I think that's a good. I think that's a good idea. So I'm going to trim this. I don't know what the last project they used on this was, but it's not perfectly even.
That's a pretty good straight cut, I'd say.
The more ragged it is, the easier it is to blend, right?
Yes.
If we wanted to be really meticulous, I could like pull out a thread and then follow that thread line and get this. This is good.
You shake it, you're gonna get a lot of air in there, aren't you? I don't think you're gonna get a lot of air mixing it.
Yeah.
It's just harder.
Yeah, we're not worried about getting air in the mix at all. It's not critical. We're not doing like a deep pour like you'd see on YouTube for like epoxy tables and stuff where you're gonna see it really clear. This is gonna be like a really thin coat over the fiberglass. You wanna pull your side of the fiberglass, and we're just gonna kind of drape it over. I'm thinking I tape the bottom in place and kind of start in the middle just to get it kind of tacked in, and then
overlap,
and then and then we'll just either peel the tape or not. That seems pretty good. Oh, we do want to make sure we get all the way to that edge, so we may want to move the tube over or move the fiberglass over.
Will the tube slide?
How about the table?
Right. The moving table.
And we've got lots of buffer, so if you want to give that like 2 inches or something at least on that side, how are we done?
You're right about 2 inches.
Okay, that should be fine. I don't have any issues with that. We want to just keep an eye on that so that we don't accidentally run it off the edge. But
dude, we are so fine.
Dude, you know what'd be really cool if we had like a third person to
Yeah.
like just kind of read out like MC the questions.
So yeah, all right. Well, we're gonna get rolling on this. Feel free to ask some questions and spray adhesive that keeps the weave straight. You did get some Super 7.
I do have some spray adhesive.
That's not a bad idea at all.
Keep the weave straight.
Not so much, but just to keep things in place is
it going to prevent the epoxy from running between the layers? I don't know how I don't have a lot of experience with spray.
I was just using it to like tack the edge down.
Is it gonna move? Do you think it's gonna move?
I don't actually. You're probably right. Especially if we start at the top and kind of pull it down.
That's kind of what I'm thinking.
I think the best kind of strategy here is to get the epoxy out of the cup as fast as we can.
Yeah. I'm imagining one of our main jobs, one of us will be pouring and mixing.
You got squeegees?
Oh,
we can use the sticks.
The hotel keys, they are a lot of it of everything.
Nice.
I think all the credit cards are old, so.
So throw the numbers up. Who cares?
That's exactly right. All right. There's my ID card from college.
Here's my social security card.
There you go. Don't need that anymore. That'll get back to that. Okay. I had a couple.
Cool. Yeah. All right.
How much weight are we expecting to add? I think we're looking ballpark. Just mental math here. I'm thinking like 10 pounds, maybe. A little more, a little less. Do one of that. Two of that. This is the part I always screw up. I stop counting halfway through, get distracted with a question or somebody asking something. So I just need to make sure I get 6 in here. 2.
Got so much epoxy, I feel like it's gonna go hilariously in short amounts. It's not gonna go far.
So here's the like unmixed epoxy. I'm gonna go ahead and add some color. My eyes prefer blue as a colorant. Red and green are hard for me to see sometimes, especially if I just drop it on the floor, which is my problem. I'm just going to just pour a little bit in there. We're not going to screw up the mix with any reasonable amount of dye here. This is all U.S. composite stuff, so it's all reasonably compatible with each other, which is nice. I should put something on this table.
I can't tell if that's cardboard or not, but usually I want to see it first. Yeah, like you were saying earlier, it is a cardboard too, but it has a layer of epoxy on it already.
Can you hand me that piece of cardboard on the floor? Just want something to put like fancy stuff on. Should bring paper towels out too. But, okay.
Hindsight is 2020 after all.
So we'll go ahead and start mixing. You want to read any questions, or we got things cut up?
No, we're just waiting on questions. Somebody throw them our way. 9 people watching. I didn't anticipate a lot of people tuning in.
It's kind of late,
especially we're on
West
Coast.
Yeah, West Coast time, super late.
Started the live stream promptly at 3 a.m. Everybody else's time.
Yep. Well, hopefully there's some college students studying for finals that need a distraction. Anybody flying stuff at FAR this weekend? I know that's always a big crowd. They have a huge launch schedule tomorrow.
Really?
Yeah, it's monstrous.
Yeah, dude, I'm excited to be able to get some more FAR launches. I'm not like super public with that. I think you probably saw it on Patreon, huh? That I'm not like too outward with my move, but just for the sake of my landlord being in the dark a little bit, so he doesn't start.
As long as he doesn't watch the stream.
Yeah, I don't think. What's funny though is my gardener. So my landlord owns multiple houses and very relaxed, like old school guy. And he has the guy who lives in one of his houses. One of his tenants is disabled, so he just like mows the lawn and takes care of the plants at his other properties to cover his rent. But he used to like religiously watch my car channel, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, and no worries, Christopher, about being critical. Feel free to ask questions. Hey, there's a college student or soon to graduate college student. I recognize you, Duncan, and a high school student. So that's cool.
Sure.
It's not a school night, which is good.
Dude, don't you hate it when you try to walk around? This is just.
Yeah, I do.
You hate to see it.
All right, ready?
Yeah.
You have a couple scrapers?
Yeah.
What'd you get? What'd you pick? Pick a good hotel?
We got Fairfield, and you get the Hilton.
Okay. All right. Let's see where that gets us. Maybe more than that.
Oh, dude. Ooh.
So yeah, so look how much pressure you gotta add to like get it
Yeah.
wet out.
Yeah, it's very thin epoxy too.
Which is great.
Yeah. No, it's great for this situation. Well, except for that.
Oh, and you picked the only hole in the cardboard too. Oh man. I just had this floor epoxy coated. I get getting it.
No, it's just got more. It's fine.
That's fair.
Hopefully, we'll just do a little soaking in. Well, good news on that last drop is when I'm like shooting out your floor. So,
Is that good news? I'm glad.
yeah. This is a very tight week.
Yeah.
I'm wondering how much it'll just kind of settle itself out. I guess that is one thing to find out. I'm almost wondering how much it would help if you put epoxy under the tube or under the cloth.
No. You can do that on the next round.
Yeah. We'll have a good.
We got to go all the way around twice. really have like audible communication. You know, it's like all written.
Right.
It's like
I mean, if we hopped in a Discord chat, it would stream the audio too.
interesting.
Kind of fun. You're doing this while in a live chat.
Yeah. So, yep, we're gonna be here a while. This is a big tube, roughly 50 square feet, I think, is
Oh my god.
is roughly how much square footage we've got to cover for one layer.
I went with the card that was pretty grippy, thinking that was going to be an advantage, but it kind of just went out the window. The good news is, yeah, there's so much surface area that like you're not going to drag the cloth around.
Yeah.
Trying to work it in.
It is interesting though, as you squeegee, it like frothifies.
Right.
Okay. I'm ready for more.
I think so too.
How you doing? Oh my god, you really like. We got to prevent that big drip from soaking into the entire roll. That's a huge ass roll of fiberglass. So
get this guy over here.
Which direction do you want to roll it?
I'd say towards us.
You want to roll towards us?
Yeah, that would.
You want to scoop up any of this stuff that's about to...
Actually, we probably should roll it away from us first and try. I'm just thinking that.
Okay, so I'm gonna just kind of pull it toward me and we'll go slow. Man, major drips. I'm running on this backside.
We can at least get this bench slowed down.
Dude, so literally until you mentioned it at dinner today, I was planning to do this myself.
Imagine, dude.
I can't imagine. I've been imagining it for 3 months since I got this tube.
Yeah, that's a daunting task.
And yeah, you don't need to like squeegee the hell out of it either. I'm okay with it being a bit resin rich.
Right.
I'm more worried about dry spots than I am about like slightly over resin effects. So, because Sonotube has such a huge positive spiral, unlike hobby tubes where there's usually a gap.
Right.
This has a huge like extra like layer on top because they go for inner finish, not outer finish.
Right.
On construction products, and so that's what I did too. I put the epoxy coat on, and then it took like an hour to sand the spirals. I don't remember how many feet it was. It's like 150 feet of spiral. Like you just power sand off.
I wonder if Taylor's watching. You didn't get to see the finger painting method in action again.
Oh yeah.
Did
he really enjoy that the first time?
Yeah, he loved it, dude.
I bet.
The 12-inch Punisher. We were putting filler on everything.
I'm gonna rotate this some more. Oh yeah, you've done a nice job. Nice.
Yeah, there's a couple like real like dry spots. Things just kind of.
We can always come back and hit some details later.
But
this is big picture project.
Right. We were putting filler on the 12-inch Punisher right before I went back home after the first round of construction stuff happened. You know, well, really, we built the whole rocket in one day because Taylor basically made us a 12-inch Punisher kit.
Okay, catch that. And if you need to roll it, let it roll.
I'm going to bias it this way.
Yep.
But, so I was thinking that using my hand to spread the filler would be efficient, and it just made it very impossible to sand, and then I flew home, so Taylor had to sand it all himself before he painted it. So he wasn't thrilled on the finger painting method.
Alright, I'm gonna see if we got any questions.
Alright.
Something to talk about. Let's see. Can't wait to get my level 2. Yeah, I can't wait for you to get your level 2 either. That's gonna be awesome. Good luck on your flight. It's coming. You guys just pour that on there and go for it. You gotta be in it to win it. Sounds good. That's the wax on, wax off. You wanted to paint the fence up and down and up and down. Yeah. Unfortunately, this cloth is.
Yeah, I almost think the hand method is beneficial because it stops it from running. As much as the finger painting meme is a meme, I think there might be something to it. Pulling out the cloth.
That's fine. That is a-okay.
I just
So
kind of distributing it so that it's not running down the side of the tube.
if people are up in the Pacific Northwest, specifically the Seattle area, definitely hit Braden up in DMs to get in touch with me. We do. This is almost 1,000 square foot shop, all rocket projects all the time, and we're doing a big build session tomorrow out here. We've got a 12-inch, 80% scale Aerobee group project that's being worked on right now. Dude, I think I'm with you, man. I'm ready to say screw it.
Dude, yeah, the finger painting. That's where it's at.
I'm worried. Well, I may have to just go through gloves and just go.
Yeah. Yeah, we get a little epoxy on the laptop. It'll be fine. The Uber driver threw it across the parking lot in New York, so.
Well, the epoxy will reinforce it.
Right, yeah, there you go.
There's some fiberglass.
It's going to fix it.
But yeah, we do a lot of big rocket projects. Working really closely with the club up here to do some stuff. I actually had a meeting with the club president up here, and looks like we may be working on a transition plan because he's ready to kind of move on a little bit.
So you're just hopping into managing any club you get near, huh?
There's not a lot of people willing to say yes.
That is very true.
So, even if you don't think you can help, these organizations need help that you can give, I promise. Whether it's updating a website calendar, running a mailing list, all that stuff is pretty easy. And I'm going to go ahead and roll a little bit. I have Fuel Fly if you wanted to really hate yourself.
Oh, I'm good. I'm really good, actually.
You can do that.
We did Fuel Fly on the 12-inch Punisher.
You're looking pretty good.
Over the carbon. Yeah, it is like, it's kind of settling out. It feels like it's not going to be as intimidating as I anticipated.
Dude, now with this hand method, I just feel like I'm like massaging it, kind of. Yeah. Like, my wife watches this later. She's going to be like, whoa, hey, I want some of that. Change out the epoxy for some. Is the massage oil special or is it just like mineral oil?
I don't know. It feels like coconut oil or something.
I've got that. I use it to make popcorn.
Make popcorn and relax significant others.
That's right. The popcorn actually relaxes as well.
I've heard that. Yeah.
love a good batch of popcorn. From scratch.
Dude, this is actually winning out pretty nicely.
Yeah, I'm upset at how well it's going. This is going well.
You know what's really dumb in my head too? I was just like, it's crazy that it's got like a blue tint, and I was like, oh right, I remember why.
That's right. Let's see. Gotta start getting sticky. You're gonna pull it. Yeah, fibers with your gloves. Keep your tool loaded up. Yeah, we got lots of epoxy going. Keeps things nice and lubricated, which make it easy. Although it makes it kind of slippery to hold on to our spreading agent, which is little like business cards and stuff. So yeah, we're not using any rollers. Maybe a big foam roller at some point would potentially help to just get epoxy reasonably out here. The problem right now is because the fiberglass is so fine of a weave, it's having a hard time like really soaking it up. So hey, Air Command, we got Australia on. Yeah. Hey, I remember from Thunder. I was actually just in Australia this past weekend for work. So
big YouTuber joins the chat.
I was thinking of you guys while I was out there. So love to get back out if they ever do another Thunder. That'd be great.
Is it offensive to say the accent, or can I say "pull me down on that"?
You can. You can say whatever you want. This is your stream.
I will. Get canceled on your own accord. That's all of you.
Braden, have you thought about putting the Discord list in video descriptions?
Yeah, that guy commented, or he sent me a message on Discord or something. I'm thinking, yeah, that is a good idea. Just like rocketry Discord servers.
Yeah, if you guys are online right now, which you are, you can go to the r/rocketry page on Reddit, And the pinned comment on the top is our Discord. We've got some ridiculous amount of people on there, thousands. Duncan or somebody else on the Discord will have to tell me how many people are on there, but it is very, very active. Everything from experimental liquids and solids to fiberglass and structure design. A bunch of really smart folks sharing a bunch of really great information. So,
Dude, I tell you, I got to see a big amateur liquid butterfly.
which one did you see?
I can't remember who was it. Yeah, it was at FAR. I was out there testing for evolution, some internet stuff, and somebody flew one.
That wasn't Ember Riddles.
It was, yeah, it's probably a while ago.
Oh, the first time you were out at FAR.
Well, it was
Or the first time you were out for evolution out?
It was after that because I went out there specifically to test some internet stuff because we wanted to live stream it. I want to say it was like February 2022.
Gonna kind of forget that all.
Yeah, I think we're good.
I think we're ready. I think, dude, we're looking good, and the epoxy's still ready to
Yeah,
keep
that's what I
going.
was gonna say.
Let's keep it coming. So we're probably roughly a quarter of the way through this wrap.
Let me grab on this. I feel like there we go. Yeah,
Ready for more?
without being too, jinxy, I think it could definitely have gone a lot worse this far.
Well, I think it's fair to say it could have gotten a lot worse. Like, I'm still mad that you got epoxy on my floor. But like,
Yeah,
all right, and that is our first double pump worth of epoxy.
that is a lot of epoxy on the floor too, actually.
It is.
I should probably-
It is a sad amount. I am very sad. Any other questions? Let's see what we got here. Oh, Duncan says there are 3,706 members in the Rocketry Discord right now. That's pretty cool. I think we have like 40,000 on the Reddit. So 10% conversion, pretty good.
I work in marketing. That is very
You need, let's see, more resin to pour it over, really top thick. Yeah, it'll soak in. It would. I wish it would soak in, to be totally honest, but it's really this. I've done a lot of fiberglass, and this stuff for some reason just doesn't soak the way I would hope it would.
Is this the cheap eBay glass?
I've been keeping track of time that you're getting at. Gonna start getting air bubbles now. Need to be ready to deal with them. No. The air bubbles are not a concern. This is a huge rocket. There will probably be pinholes. To give you a sense of scale, this will be painted with like paint rollers from Home Depot in gallons of Sherman-Williams paint. Like, this is not spray booth precision quality here. It's gonna this rocket's gonna be so far away. It just doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter.
There's nothing about this particular fiberglassing job that warrants
Like an epoxy top coat or anything.
or like really any sort of efficiency versus like cloth versus the amount of epoxy in it.
Oh yeah, we're not trying to get a perfect like 50-50 by mass ratio. Okay, kind of.
Dude, look how good this is.
Yeah, I kind of. Okay, cool. I was able to slide it a little bit here. I was getting a little bubble action.
Yeah,
But it's starting to thicken. I feel it thickening. I don't know about you. Get any spots that have plenty of epoxy on those this thick, but not thick enough to be a problem.
This edge is gonna be a little wild, but there's more cloth going over top of it.
And I'm gonna sand the crap out of it with a big sander and do that outside, wearing a respirator. Actually have a full bunny suit, kind of. It's not really bunny suit, more like a garage, like overall, like
a painter's
coverall thing. Yeah. I don't know. I think more like mechanic style, like zip up in the front, like cotton reusable thing.
Dude, I bought a pair of Dickies coveralls like 3 years ago, and it's like my favorite thing ever.
Oh yeah, Duncan. Braden saw something at FAR early 2022.
I believe so.
It was some amateur liquid college team. We couldn't remember what team that was. I don't think that was Embry Riddle's. Did it work? Did it fly? Yeah. Okay, it flew.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, I don't know exactly what team that was. You might know. You're more in the liquid college community than I am.
It was wild though. It sounded absolutely insane. Okay. Do you have like PA juggle or something? I'd like to get that off your floor.
Yeah, thank you. I do have something. Are we basically done with this?
Full the glove swap.
That's kind of what I'm thinking as we just go start the next set.
I wanted to set this down, but I'm afraid it's going to just
You can
like
set it.
suddenly be glued to it.
I don't know. Do whatever you want. All right, we're gonna do a glove swap. We're gonna grab some more epoxy, take a quick drink. We'll be back set up here in just a couple minutes, and feel free to throw more questions in chat. 24-inch diameter, roughly 300-pound pad weight. In its lightweight configuration, I didn't really talk about the whole point of this project, but
yeah, dude, that's having all that epoxy like starting to cure in that piece of cloth might be interesting.
I don't know. Best thing we can do is just get back to it sooner.
We'll only know when we see.
But thank you guys for asking some cool questions and chatting. I can see huge bubbles starting to form right there in the middle. Oh, actually, so right in the middle here, it's still dry. We ran out of epoxy, so in the next pour, we're gonna go ahead and add that on top. So that's what's gonna take care of there. In fact, I mean, my hands are clean now. I can kind of get a little closer. Is that okay? If I like drop this in the pool of epoxy, that seems like fair.
Yeah, that's pretty fair now. Your epoxy floor probably costs more than the laptop.
That is true, unfortunately. Yeah, so trying to give you guys a better view here. There's some little air bubbles and stuff, mostly around where the spirals are, so you can see kind of where spirals occurred. But beyond that, things are looking pretty good. We were looking at this air bubble up here, so this is all what it looks like when you don't have enough epoxy. So we ran out of our first round of epoxy, and we're gonna get ready for the second round. In the meantime, I probably have epoxy on my shoe because I was a dumb person and stepped in it.
Where's a creamy substance of some flavor?
The rightmost cabinet in there. Or I have acetone on the ground in front of the O25,000. You heard me. You heard me. You know.
You don't keep your acetone near your O25,000?
I think we're kind of back up here.
Use these tissues.
All right. Was there paper towels? There are, but I don't know where they are. So I would just use those until I find paper towels. They're pliers. All right. Can we get a quick shoe check? I think you're good. I've got enough dust for over.
Channel up or something? Open this V up. What are you looking for? Something to open this acetone. Oh, jeez. It's crusty. Okay, well. That's probably all it takes. Let's see. That is nice. Name brand.
So give us a second while we retool and reset up for the second batch. We didn't quite get halfway around, maybe a third to a quarter, so we got to do what we just did roughly 6 or 7 more times. Give that a good sniff. I need your help tonight.
It just, I guess I don't really have any reference for what acetone smells like when it gets old, but I imagine what I just smelled. Does it get turpentine?
Does it smell old?
It smells not like acetone.
Oh.
At least it didn't at first.
Maybe you sniffed too much.
Yeah, you could be onto something. Just stand up. Whoa, what happened? Dude, I'm kind of offended by how good just wearing the glove and rubbing the cloth works for how much time I've spent, like brushes doing it right. Turns out you can just rub it down.
If it were me with a buddy, which is usually one of us mixes the resin while the other one's wetting it out.
Yeah, it's just such a big tube. It's kind of an all hands on deck project across the
Yeah.
board.
No, for sure. This is definitely taking more time than it would normally, except for between the cloth being tough to wet out, and we're trying to clean up in between here, do a nice job. It takes time. We're not experts. We don't do this for a living. In fact, I am going to a resin infusion workshop up in northern Washington.
Oh, really?
On Tuesday next week. I'm excited about. I don't think I will do resin infusion, but it'd be interesting to learn. Just watch somebody do it.
For a while, I thought I wanted to do composites work for a living, and realized.
Oh, interesting. We're told we can use vegetable oil to get it off the floor if we need to in the future. That sounds like a whole other problem. What do I use to clean the vegetable oil off?
Right now, it's just slippery, but that's dude. Denatured alcohol is by far the best thing for cleaning up epoxy.
How did the acetone do?
It's good.
I remember you may have saw this, but I have 91.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, we're ready for the next batch?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Was that a good amount of epoxy, or do you think I should do one more pump?
I mean, it didn't even seem like it was flash carrying in there, so probably do one more. I totally want to build a rocket now. You totally should.
Yes, I agree. You should. Play back the video. Did I just do 3 pumps or 2? I don't know. I'm only slightly kidding. I should say it out loud. 2.
Just recite it as you go.
3.
Yeah, I'm gonna move this back over here. Oh. Keeping the card handy, but ooh, that's the
No, I have a lot. 2. Oh god, I have to say 2 out loud. Stop breathing. Don't say anything. 3. Okay, that's some epoxy.
That is a lot.
Okay, so here's our second batch of epoxy. Each pump set is 4 ounces, so this is 12 ounces, so it's 3/4 of a pound of epoxy. I know that's fluid ounces.
Yeah,
it doesn't quite work out.
Well, when you put it that way, it sounds insane. Either way,
It's a cup and a half, roughly.
Just enough. Just enough. Okay, we're gonna go back in with the blue.
I could do other colors, but the blue happened to be.
That yellow looks pretty enticing.
Okay, the next
So,
batch.
yeah, so maybe the second piece when we roll the other side, make that yellow.
Okay. And we're ready to mix. I have an infrared camera in the other room.
I saw the FLIR logo. Is that what that is?
Yeah. Borrowing it from a super awesome friend of mine.
You know the YouTube channel Engineering Explained?
It sounds familiar.
He's a car guy.
Yeah. He's the whiteboard. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
How fast could a Tesla theoretically go?
So if you look up a video, there's a video of him with a FLIR, $15,000 thermal camera, filming his Honda S2000 doing a burnout. I did the burnout. Oh. He lived in Boise for a while. Ooh.
You're okay.
Am I?
Yeah, so far.
It's scaring me.
Okay. I really want to mix this stuff good. There's a lot of epoxy to have to wipe off.
That worked out all right.
When in doubt, mix
it out.
Long term. Did you say mix it out? When in doubt, mix it out? All right. I'm not sure any amount of mixing is going to mix anything out of this epoxy.
Yeah, it's just an adapted car phrase. When in doubt, throttle out. Is that actually meaningfully helpful in any situation? rear-wheel drive car, if it starts sliding, yeah, you get a little power, it'll straighten it back out. As long as you steer into it properly.
Okay.
Drift car things.
You ready to roll?
Yes, sir.
You want to
Kind
start
of
over here with
finger paint. Oh, yeah.
the dry spots?
Oh, good God. Okay. Well.
You can call me Bryce. Good God. Not.
Good God's my father.
I'll get Uber when I set that up. Did we look to see if we had any other interesting questions? That thing's gonna be awesome. How many more sections like this are there? This is the only section. This is it. The whole body tube.
I don't think you've said what it was once.
Oh, that's totally true. This is a 6 times upscale Mad Cow squat. The body tube is 6 feet long, and as mentioned before, 2 feet diameter. And it is 8. The nose cone is 8 feet long. 8 feet long. It's longer than the body tube. This thing is gonna look ridiculous, which is why I love them so much. I have half a dozen different scales of this thing.
What? Okay, so wait, was LDRS 29 your first LDRS?
It was.
Do you think there's like some psychological connection to that?
There's gotta be.
Because this was also that was the
I didn't
LDRS
build.
they
I
released
did.
it.
Yeah. I did not build one for the event, and
Right.
I didn't know anybody at all at
Right.
the event, and so I didn't know. I didn't have any connection with it there necessarily, except for the fact that they were, I guess, squirrely. Like I knew about them.
Right.
Like, the flight, of course, I was there for, but like.
I was super excited about them because, like, it's no secret that I grew up pretty poor, and like the cheapness of a 4-inch rocket that you could get your level 1 with, and it had a 54. I was like, this is great.
Yeah, that was exactly how I searched for my level 1 rocket. Was 54 millimeter motor mount as cheap as possible.
Dude, did I tell you what I got recently to fulfill some more of my childhood dreams?
No.
Even pre my childhood technically, I got an Easy i65 since they have the i65 again.
Yeah.
So someone put one up for sale on the Rocket Form.
You want to roll the tube?
Yep. I was like, let me get that. It's time to fulfill my childhood dreams.
Nice. Yeah. For me, it was I chose lock caliber ISP.
Nice. Yep.
You know, like same kind of like 3-inch 54. Was able to hit a mile.
Yeah, we're gonna use all that. Yeah, we are right now. Otherwise, it's going right down the clock. Yeah, I have a weird fascination with all of the lock rockets that were like named after motors and manufacturers. Easy i65, Vulcanite H76.
Was the rocket called the Vulcanite H76?
Yeah, it was a Vulcan motor. And then there's one more. I can't remember what it is.
Interesting. I did not know that.
More lock knowledge filled me in.
Was the 300 the like the hyper lock like was for hypertech motors, right?
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Yep, you're right. You are correct.
That thing was long.
Yeah.
Well, they made a normal size one, and I think they also sold a really long one. I was kind of got into the hobby after the heyday of hybrid stuff.
Yeah.
But it's kind of a bummer. It is on my bucket list to do a hybrid, but I really want to connect with some hybrid people to like get some mentorship and like GSC. Well, okay, maybe not like our hybrids, but just like I think I have a couple hypertech hybrids, which I was told throw away and don't ever use.
Yeah, just
but like
around. Like we all do.
Well, like they're, I don't know, you can get them pretty cheap,
right?
Because people give them away because they're pains in the butt to fly.
Well, have you seen that guy that's like reviving old Aerotech hybrid stuff?
And
Gary's loving it.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, I haven't seen like telling him where to get all the stuff on Facebook.
Hell yeah!
I think Gary's excited that somebody's like trying to fly that stuff.
Well, you know,
it is cool. I mean, like I saw Vern flew a hybrid when I was pretty young at a trip that Idaho once, and like it's a great concept. You know what the level of hybrid I'm interested in is the
you want a tribrid? I know you.
God no.
The tribrid is everybody up for big?
Who made Ratworks? Was that Ratworks?
I think so. Ratworks tribrid.
What's
with whiskey?
The company that made the Screamer. The Screamer with an apostrophe because it uses the whipped cream.
Oh, the whipped cream cans.
Yeah, I want one of those. Just like that'd be so fun to just park fly like little whipped cream canister hybrids.
Okay, I think we are officially at the halfway point.
Aerocon Systems. That's it.
Yeah, I've used their website for looking at some like static test stand designs and stuff. We've got some good information.
Dude, why is just rubbing it with your hand work so well? I hate this. I mean, I love it, but I hate it.
We need more.
I hate that I've just been overthinking epoxy or fiberglassing too much.
Well, it's I think it's critical to have when like to do this. You have to have more than one person, right?
Yeah.
Like not that we're doing a great job of having like the clean person and the dirty person,
Right.
but like in a perfect world, there would be three of us here, and one of them would be reasonably clean and just. I think somebody mentioned in chat, like just handling the epoxy,
Right.
Pumping, pouring, mixing, pumping, pouring, mixing. Not in that order, please. Pump, then mix, then pour.
Right.
But
I tried to bring my cousin, but he didn't want to take time off work.
That's okay. He didn't know we were doing this.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, he's probably going to see this and be kind of bummed that he didn't come.
I'm bummed that he didn't tell me.
Me too. It could be done.
No, we need. I think it's Christopher. Chad. He said he'd be 3 layers in by now.
Whoa.
So I really.
My God.
He's gonna send you a DM and he wants to know. I don't know, Chris, if you're actually in the Seattle area, but if you happen to actually be in the Seattle area, let's meet up at like a WAC club meeting, which they meet at the Museum of Flight here, Washington Aerospace.
Yeah. Fire, this guy's gone. Huh?
Yeah.
Mansfield?
Mansfield site's gone.
That was the one I really wanted to go to for a long time too. Basically, anywhere Vern flew a rocket when I was 12 years old, I was like, I have to go.
Yeah, TCR, Tri-Cities Rocketry, there's a great line.
Yeah.
I was really happy with going to Sod.
Oh, you went to Sod.
Yeah.
I need to go.
So that's pretty sweet. We're making progress.
Yeah, we are like. My head says we're almost all the way around, but the 24-inch tube says otherwise.
Yeah. Okay, we are definitely on the wet and drippy side.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah, I figure we'll turn.
Why does this look even more wetted out?
I don't really know what's going on there. Yeah.
Was this where some epoxy?
Oh, this is the cloth. Yeah, this is where the cloth had soaked it in down there.
Okay, bad idea. You fill like a washing machine drum with epoxy. You throw the fiberglass in the washing machine drum
of
resin,
gosh.
and then you blow it out and put it on.
Yeah, that seems fine. I can't imagine that was causing some sort of issue.
Or cost it,
Yeah. Just fill a 150-gallon washing machine drum with epoxy.
Alright. I'm gonna pour some more epoxy. You wanna roll?
Yep.
How are we looking on the 2x4 on that side? Are we pretty stable? And
yeah. We got 4 inches on the ladder. I'm gonna start trying to drag some excess up.
Yeah, you could probably. That might be a good scraper job. Just do like one good scrape, of medium pressure. I'm gonna look for more questions if you want me to do that, or do you want me to pour epoxy now?
You do both.
I can't do both.
Here, kitty. That is one hell of a comment. Thank you, YouTube. Appreciate you. Let's see. Nighttime, best time, but 2 a.m. seems excessive. If it makes you feel any better, we're on the West Coast, so it's like
it's
barely midnight. I should get a clock for this shop.
No, because then you'll know.
It's hard to conceptualize how big that rocket is. My 4-inch iris feels so huge in person. Then there's this thing. Yeah, definitely could use some more squeegee stuff. We got a whole box of like old hotel keys and stuff. I saved them from all my trips.
Who said about the 4-inch iris?
Where did that go? Breyer?
Well, good call.
I think I recognized you. You might be from the Discord. I may recognize you from there.
I'm just saying, iris people rule. Iris is a great rocket.
Iris is a great rocket. Agreed. If I'm fiberglassing something, I need to bake all the layers at once. They heat up and the build will cure it better. Yeah. We are, like I said, nicely temperatured in here at the moment, like 75. Previously, when it was in the winter, I did have to kind of make sure I put it in the heated room because like 50 degrees wasn't quite enough to heat it here. I know 50 degrees doesn't sound like winter to a lot of people. I just moved from Arizona. 50 degrees is like the dead of winter.
Yeah.
And even right now is considered winter, like in Tucson. Not now, but like this temperature that we're in. So, yep. I've come out in the morning and found rodents stuck in the car. Well, that's not great. Helped a buddy with his airplane. We came the next morning. Yep. So,
Dude, nobody has said anything
yeah. Oh. you have a really great audience.
about it. I know. They just
they
know.
they care about the details.
Yeah.
They care about the good stuff. They're not here for
Because yeah,
the boring stuff.
the important property.
I don't know. You seem to be eating it up. So.
Oh, that's getting hot.
Is it?
You feel that?
No.
That right where you poured it right here felt pretty dang warm.
All right. Well, we will keep going. Trudge ahead faster. I do think like just kind of getting like a layer out there.
Yeah,
To like
kinda,
just start letting it soak in.
right.
Then you just kind of come here, squeegee, get the last bit of it done. Let's go. Yep. So hoping this thing will fly pretty well at LDRS. Got a lot of work to do. Nose cone has a CAD model done, but not any physical parts of it yet. It's a big rocket to get done in about 6 weeks here, so we will be Thanks, Brandon, for your help here.
Yeah.
But I suspect this will be the last physical help that you will provide on this project.
Well, except for putting it on the pad.
That's fair. I mean, you'll be videoing everything, I hope.
Yeah, that's the greatest. Like, can you help with this? Oh, I'd
No.
love to, but like, I need to film it. You know, this is kind of like that's what I do. You know,
And this is not like a brag or anything, but I think there will be plenty of people to help put this thing on the
wow.
pad. Oh no, do I have to? Yeah, no.
No, that is like the beautiful big rocket thing. Is people get excited when I get involved.
Yep.
So if you need hands, they're always there.
Yeah. So the takeaway for everybody on YouTube is that if you need help with your rockets, just build them bigger.
Build a huge rocket.
Yeah. Just build them bigger. Okay. Yep. Here we go. Can you do it? Or do you need an extra hand?
Yeah.
Oh, hey, I see the other cloth. I see the other piece of the cloth. You know, we definitely didn't tape that down, but it's holding.
There was like a one piece of little tape, but I pulled it off because I didn't want it to get like stuck forever. But yeah, I was like, there's so much surface area like this is holding on to. I'm not too worried about it.
Ready?
Yep.
This will be one of the last. You know what? That's it. For number 2.
Feels kind of warm.
It's definitely warm on the bottom, but not hot. Definitely
Right.
not hot. And you got to be careful not to scrape too much epoxy. Like that's a big composite, like professional thing. It's like never scrape the epoxy out of the
Because it's not
bottom
mixed
because
properly.
it's not. It's likely not mixed very well. Yeah. Is this warm? I would call this room temperature.
Yeah,
epoxy,
so
though.
I went 2 hands, dude. It's getting crazy. Yeah.
Woo!
Look out. He's doing it with 2 hands and no net.
It's probably a movie reference, something like that.
It's actually, you know what? Maybe it is from a movie. No net. Oh yeah.
What's the like mom no hand?
Setting. Oh yeah, I don't. Dude, I don't. That's one of those things I feel like nobody knows the actual origin.
Oh really? I bet somebody in the who's watching live knows the full detailed history of mom no hand.
Look, mom, no hands.
Looks mom no hand.
I do have a good.
What do you think? Do you have any guess of like? And we will find out the story. I'm positive here in a few minutes. Do you have a guess about what they were doing? I'm thinking riding a bike, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna say it's some sort of weird like 50s ad campaign.
Okay, I
Dude,
could see that.
Skateboard. Look, mom, no hands. When the skateboard first came out.
You're right. Like the
Check this out.
skateboard had to be invented.
Right. Yeah. It is a weird concept. Marty McFly actually invented it.
But he brought it back.
Right.
Well, he had to tie up laces and Nike or something.
Yeah.
Like cool.
Yeah. The like $10,000 shoes.
Lovely.
Dude, incidentally, as funny as it is that in the movie he created the skateboard when he went back to the 50s, Back in the Future is kind of like one of the reasons skateboarding got popular. Interesting. because Steve-O, actually, I listened to Steve-O's podcast.
Oh,
like he was like
what's the thing
1985.
with Steve-O? Steve-O's from
Jackass.
Jackass.
Yes.
Yeah.
But he was like 1985. Back when the feature came out, every kid like age 8 to 15 put a skateboard on their Christmas list. Yep. Dude, we're getting efficient at this.
Okay.
I don't want to.
We're at our layer here.
Oh, are we?
Yeah. See this line?
Oh,
See this
yeah.
line?
Damn.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's okay. I will get this down, and we're about to do a swap anyway. We're out of epoxy.
Can I keep the epoxy up? Nope. No, I cannot. Off your left hand.
Man, damn it! You're getting more
Did I feel more?
epoxy all over the floor here, man.
I don't know. That looks like your side.
It does not. You should come over here and look at it. This is the downside to the hand method.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I may have got a little
I'll
Dude,
never financially recover from this.
I feel like the dirt spot is like a little bit of thin epoxy left, and now it's just like shit sticking to it.
Yep. That's okay. I did put the, in retrospect, I guess I could have biased the cardboard more. I can still move the cardboard.
Well, I was gonna say, if you have more, we could.
Yeah, if I had more, I probably would have put it down. But I have on my list to get butcher
What
paper.
about the styrofoam? I mean, I just eat through it, but
Where are you going to stand?
that's a good question.
And I have to save that piece for tomorrow's project. We're doing like a 3-dimensional bevel on the arrow bead fins.
What about just this guy?
That is the fin template. I was worried about using it because I'm not sure.
The nice thing is I've kept it to like about the same spot, so it seems like if you just cover up that like little area, I'll be able to keep it together.
He says.
Optimistically.
Luckily, we have all of this in witness form. Like everybody heard you.
Yeah.
Promise me a new epoxy floor.
Okay, wait. I don't remember that.
Oh, I thought that's what you said.
What do you mean, dude? I'm making you a new epoxy floor right now.
This would probably make an ICBM if powered by a single giant engine. There's a small part of me that thinks this could be my 12-inch motor test rocket.
Good lord.
So just like a 1 grain, like a 1 grain P.
Mm-hmm.
But since the motor mount's not getting glued in, what?
That's so
Is that a stupid idea?
1 grain P is like the gnarliest concept.
The nozzle will look so
That's a
tiny.
1 grain P, No problem. Just a thing that people do.
Oh, jeez. I put people on that list. Let's see. Let's see.
You don't have water out here, do you?
Like a washing hand. Is a future shop improvement plan, but not a current shop improvement plan.
It's like I just have a little bit on my hands. To put another glove on, it's gonna be interesting, but we'll make it work.
Pour some canola oil. Wash your hands in isopropyl.
That is not something I'm above, honestly.
Let's see. And it's 3 a.m. You should go to bed. No worries.
What does that mean? It's 1 a.m. here?
Space shots are getting done with 500 to 900 pounds of propellant. 500 to 900 is pretty generous for a space shot.
What was tips? Like 10?
No.
Ridiculous.
More like, it was a 4.5 inch
to 3, right?
to 3. So it's an O, roughly this size. I mean, you just add up the total impulse, divide by 1,000 in pounds. So, how much impulse? He was a full O?
Yeah, because it was class 2 still, technically.
Damn. Okay, so P, what is the minimum impulse for a P? 80,000?
Yeah.
So then it's about 80 pounds of propellant. If he's close to the wall.
That's really impressive.
Yeah. So 80 pounds.
293?
293.
Just under.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's hardcore, dude.
Yeah, so USC's was an R. I think that was on the order of like 200 pounds.
There was 8. inch or 10?
8 inch. 8 inch R.
Yeah, the video they did.
I mean, we just watched Evolution Space. That was 400,
Yeah.
roughly 450. And Up Aerospace is a good example. Is also about 400, 450. And those are payload carrying vehicles. So with 500 pounds, you are well on your way to space pretty easily.
The video of the USC space shot though, like the production, like that tickles my video fancy unbelievably.
They've done a few different like videos. They did like a recap recently.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
The decades thing. I haven't watched that
I
yet.
haven't either. Maybe that'll be on the next on the to-do list after we finish, quickly fiberglassing this.
You know, you could like seal up the acetone.
Oh yeah, I was getting there.
No, I was getting there too. You know what I mean? But jeez.
It takes 2 Q-motors to space shot, I think, generally.
What was that?
It takes 2 Q-motors to get to space.
Depends on how much payload you're taking.
How big the rocket is? Because, yeah, like you just said, tip wasn't even a P impulse.
Yeah. Not even a P. It's 2-stage. But minimal payload. You know?
Yeah.
My spec is 10 kilograms. So I want to take 10 kilograms, 10-inch diameter cylinder, which is CubeSat. Easily fit 7 CubeSats.
Right.
And that's 450 pounds. 400. Right at the limit.
Do you have a big mixer?
I have, right now, I have a 30-pound vacuum mixer. So I can do about 30 to 40 pounds in the vacuum mixer, and I have 2 separate, so I can continuously mix.
Actually, do you want to de-seal the acetone, and I will clean this up again real quick? Do we find paper towels?
We do not. I'm not above going in and finding.
I feel like it'd be a little more efficient than tissues.
Here, take that. Let me
find something. Find a shop. My personal
Easily somewhere around here. Hey guys, what's going on? Sitting back here. Acetone.
acetonin.
and you can screw that thing up. That's not.
If you get a chance to wipe around where the dust and stuff is too, just as a precautionary.
Yeah.
Again, not the end of the world. This is a workshop. It's supposed to be building stuff. So
I'm building anxiety.
The future rocket name right there.
Oh well. That's it.
Let's see what do we got here. Single stage S, yeah, ethereal. You've got it right. That's 10 pounds, 10 kilograms to orbit roughly. You can do that. Good day from Sydney. Hey Dave, good to see you on here. I was just telling Air Command that we were out in I was out in Aussie land, Australia last week for work, which was really fun. Just thinking of all you guys and all the super awesome fun times we had at Thunder Down Under in 2015 and 2019. Telling lots of those stories around the campfire.
Yeah, dude, I definitely want to go to that.
There was definitely no campfires during work last week. I don't do anything that would involve doing a campfire.
I assumed you meant at the launch, but I guess the way you structured the sentence.
My bad.
So I put this towel down since you said it's fine to mess it up. So I'll just fold over whatever epoxy I get and then clean up whatever I somehow missed.
Okay.
Should we wet this thing out?
We're ready to finish this up?
Yeah. You want to trim it first?
Yeah, ready to.
I want to touch it so bad to see how tacky it is. I guess I'm about to cover my hands. Oh, it's not tacky at all. Okay.
I love that kind of sentence structure where you're like, I'm gonna start thinking about it, and then you just go ahead and do it, and then just like finish the rest of it.
Oh, that's why I started thinking about it.
Okay.
But here we are, going for it.
All right, so we're gonna put some more gloves on. Get another batch of epoxy. First, I'm gonna trim the remainder here. What do you think? Do like an inch overlap?
Over this?
Yeah.
Well, I'd say probably at least cut to where we have epoxy on the cloth already.
No, we have epoxy on the cloth all the way.
Oh, I just mean on the overlap stuff. So, yeah,
No, because we're about to.
we're gonna use it again.
You're right. But you think an inch is fine?
Yeah, that should be
Can
fine.
you run your finger along? Can you give me like an edge here? Just,
Let me.
oh yeah, that's a good idea.
Work this reasonably. I just don't want to lift it underneath it sometimes. Being serious, I'm just wondering what the biggest design challenge is. Probably the nose cone, huh?
Yeah, so the nose cone has a lot of conflicting requirements. The main one at the moment is it has to exist before the rocket flies.
Oh yeah, I've heard that actually. That's kind of a new age thing.
But it also carries an optional keg on board, a full 5-gallon beer keg, which won't fly at LDRS because it's too heavy and they're not doing L motors at LDRS. Otherwise, that'd be super fun.
Yeah.
And there's not really a like party out at the lake bed thing, so like drinking the beer is kind of weird. But the super cool thing, I just talked to my beer maker, who's making the beers for this thing. I should give you a sample of this latest one. Sweet. But yeah, so he's brewing a couple batches of beer for the project at Falls, where we'll fly it on an O with a keg, 6-inch O. It'll be awesome. What kind of epoxy? We are using U.S. composites with 3-to-1 partner.
Someone asked what weight cloth this is. This
5.7. If I have the box, I might have been smart and wrote it down. Otherwise, I'd have to go back to the Rocketry Forum listing. 6 ounce. Hey, good call. 6 ounce, and it's called 7627, which is a type of weave. I have 45 yards. Had 45 yards of it. I have now 2 yards left, which means a lot of fiberglass, don't I?
2 yards less? I think it's a good bit more than that.
Well, right now we did 2 yards. This is 2 yards.
Oh yeah.
Because it's 20. It's pi times d.
Right.
Call it 2 feet times 3. Engineers take pi as 3. So anyway,
it's 3.14159. That's all I know actually. You can see we got a little bit of a spiral thing going on. This overlap. Can we wet this out real quick?
Yeah.
We probably don't need a ton of epoxy, but it laid down pretty nice. It's a good cut. Nice work.
Thank you. Yeah, and it's not perfect.
I need to move this before it just becomes a permanent part of this rocket.
I didn't tell you about. You heard did you hear about the nose cones? Or hold on, let me focus for a second.
Yeah,
2 bumps, 2 bumps, and 3 bumps. That's the important part. I'll reuse this mixing vessel for this. And I think that's all we're doing.
Yeah. It might be more than we need.
I was telling a lot of different stories. What did you remember any of the questions we were? It's 6 ounce glass. We answered that.
Something about the credit card being stuck to it, and then you said,
my nose cone for my level 3, right?
Yeah.
20-inch diameter. First
same
time,
rocket for reference.
same shaped rocket, just only 20 inches.
Right, yeah. A tiny little baby one, really.
20 inches in diameter. But I had never made a nose cone, and I thought I did some research trying to figure out. There's not a lot of documentation on how people in the early 2000s built really huge rockets. And so at least that I found. I hope there's more out there, and I'm going to document the crap out of this. In fact, I should be taking pictures. I will take some pictures. We have a video. Well, it's not quite the same. It'll be nice photos. Anyway, I used expanding foam to fill the nose cone that I made for my 20-inch.
Mm-hmm.
And for whatever reason, this is my first time using expanding foam. It did not expand anywhere near as much as it did or needed to. And so halfway through the process,
high school version of me had the great idea of, well, I just need things to take up the volume. Let me just grab my trash can and just start emptying literal garbage into the nose cone. There are like tennis balls and dog toys and paper and like styrofoam chunks, and it's just, if somebody finds that in a landfill and like dissects the thing,
Yeah, what happened to that rocket?
it did not make the move with me out to Arizona. Just too big. Didn't have a place to store it. Got epoxy dripping. Oh boy.
Do you still have size matters?
I do not. I lost that. That was my first level 3 attempt.
Yeah, but did someone find it?
Oh yeah, somebody did find it. I saved the fins and the motor case, and is that all I have of it? I think that's all I have of it.
Yeah, because that like blew me away that you
Oh.
managed to lose a rocket that size.
Oh, actually, I have the 7.5-inch nose cone, and you've seen it, but you didn't know it was there because it is wrapped in astroturf.
Oh, I see. Dude, those nose cones are hard to come by now. I actually, full disclosure, if you're watching this, I apologize. I have one, and I was thinking about selling it. The lock sent it to me, so I was like, well, I can't sell it. It feels weird. So I was like, if anybody wants this on my Patreon, let me know. Just pay shipping and have it.
You could have brought me a 7.5-inch nose cone.
Well, here's where I'm going with this, because I just told you about all the 7.5-inch tubes I bought. And I was like, oh, I have this nose cone, and I already kind of promised it to somebody, so I probably should just send it to them since I promised it to them. But I was like, yeah, now I have a reason to actually have that still. But I have probably one of the last PML 7.5 fiberglass / carbon fiber nose cones.
Do they not? Oh, slash. Is there cardboard in those?
Carbon.
Carbon.
Yeah, it's all carbon fiber. It's because they make the 6-inch carbon fiber stuff, And I don't know if they were just doing practice runs with carbon cloth offcuts that they had, but they sent me one for my iris. It's all carbon fiber.
I've never seen a 7.5-inch carbon nose cone.
Well, yeah, it's the same as the fiberglass. Like they made it with fiberglass mold and it's covered in gel coat. It's just carbon instead of glass.
Weird.
Dude, it's
You
so
gotta ask.
light.
You gotta ask them why that was.
I think because when I got it, they were like, "Do you want us to send you this one?" It's super pitted because it was when they were learning from Frank how to make everything. So I had to fill it all in before I painted it. But I was like, "Yeah, I mean, it's a free carbon nose cone. I pretty much want that." So,
But if you can't see the carbon, does it count? It doesn't count as carbon.
if you put a tracker in it, you'll know it's carbon. So yes, it counts. It counts for being kind of a pain. Carbon nose cones are whack, dude.
And I'm okay with all this.
Yeah, I figured there's more that off.
Okay, we spiraled a little.
Not bad though for how big the tube is.
Not too bad.
I think it could be a lot worse.
Maybe in retrospect, when I do this for my 36-inch version next year.
Dude, what?
I love
wrong with you.
I've been asking myself the same thing. Well, I love that you just took that at like, well, yeah, of course.
Yeah, I
That's
mean,
it.
what's yeah.
Like that wasn't like a you're kidding, ha ha ha, very funny. It was like, yeah, Bryce, you're crazy. You're just gonna do that?
I mean, yeah. Doesn't
I mean,
sound
yes.
fun. When you were 17, you built a 20-inch one of these, so that doesn't sound crazy at all to me.
Every 10 years, I go up at
Right.
you know?
Up a foot.
Well, and that was really, I don't know, I don't think Duncan is still on. Oops, I took this off. Yeah, oh, okay, I think we're ready.
Yeah, we did move the table and whatnot.
Duncan.
Are you gonna track me?
You can. You're already 2 in, right?
Yeah.
I should do something.
I'm railroading them, dude.
But like, Duncan was joking. He was like, it's like the 10-year anniversary of your level 3. You should you should build it again. And I was like, actually, it sounds like a great idea. I should do that. And then I just decided, why not make it bigger?
Yeah, go the extra 4 inches.
I don't think it makes that big a difference at this size.
Yeah, if you're all curious what it's like to be an anti-gravity group build session, this is pretty much exactly how it is. Alcohol up way too late and covering Taylor's floor though with epoxy. He actually still has like little bubbles of epoxy on his floor. He doesn't have an epoxy coating though. So we made the same joke. Oh well, now you have epoxy coating for you. Resale just went up because he built his own house.
Oh, that's cool.
All right, yellow pigment this time.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like we're gonna need substantially less epoxy, just because.
Wow.
That's crazy, like how much taking away, half the leg.
How wide is this cloth? It looks like 50 inch.
I think it is 50. Yeah.
Yeah, 72 total, so another 2 feet. I mean, yeah, that's about right.
That's crazy amount of surface area removed, because it's a 24-inch tube.
You sure you only want to do one layer?
I think that's probably good. Tell you what, you can let it dry, sand it, fill it out, and then if you want to do more when I'm not here, I wouldn't be offended by that at all.
Yeah, it should be good. Oh, the gimmick, the really fun gimmick. I was just about to tell you the story about working with my beer maker guy. We're gonna have taps on the body tube.
Okay.
So when we're at Falls after the flight, the keg will still be in the nose, and we're running lines to a chiller that's gonna live inside the top section here, and then we'll just add the taps on the outside. And so when you're ready to go, the rocket will look like it's fully standing up, like in all of its glory, and you're just gonna be like pouring all night.
That's perfect. I'm trying to get my dad to come too. Okay. Because they've got a camper trailer. So I was like, if we could just go out there for the weekend. Balls really is like the Rocketeer Burning Man. It's not even just that it's in the same spot, but it just like really is. Just like a visceral experience of rocketry. I've never gone, you know that? I've never been to Black Rock before. How insane is that? I took a plane so I could be at MDRA 34 hours by car away from here, but I've lived 8 hours from Black Rock my entire life and I've never been there. I lived one drive from my house to here to Black Rock.
The flying porta potty was cool. Kai Michelson.
Yeah.
That was like 2008 ish.
Wow, this conversation's gotten crazy.
Dude, everybody's super interested in doing like space shot orbital stuff.
Ever seen Death from Above, launched by Skippy?
Yeah.
That's
Yep.
Do you know anybody that has one of those O25,000?
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned.
Wow, what a crazy motor.
Next time you're here, we could do a whole breakdown of that motor. So I did a whole documentation of like all of the dimensions, 3D CAD models, took a million pictures, and like blasted that out on our / rocketry. And just like nobody knows.
I saw, yeah, because you have like a whole like spreadsheet of who owns them, right?
Yeah, they're interesting.
Who still has one other than you? Does Preston have one?
I'd have to look. I have to look at the list. I don't know.
Someone has one that, like in the Midwest.
Yeah. Because most of them are in Australia.
Oh, really?
I think there are 4 more. Yeah, he bought half.
Wow.
Yeah, Blake bought half of them,
That's crazy.
and they flew one in the V2, and I think that's the only one. Yep. Cogino flew one.
Oh, the full scale
Something.
Yeah, what is that thing?
That's the 36,000. No, 34,000. Or sorry, and oh gosh, it is the 25,000 is what they're asking about. 1.5 second burn coasted to like 35,000 feet. Somehow it's on the O record page, even though it never qualified to be there. But
was it not certified?
no, it just wasn't very high. It didn't go very high.
Oh,
it didn't go high enough. Yeah, Gerald's Death from Above didn't make high enough.
The AAA record page, first of all, not a thing right now. It's been down for like a few months, but
is it still down? Because I'll message them again. I offered to help.
But it's chaotic. I don't understand it. There's like 10 rockets listed for each record.
Yeah.
I was really excited about my scenes on my 1560 because I was like, oh, I could accidentally stumble on this, and then I saw.
I can't promise anything, but like if I'm on the board for Tripoli next year, which if anyone's in Tripoli and interested, please vote in the election. I happen to be running, but please just vote if you're a Tripoli member and eligible.
He's not pandering specifically for you to vote for him. He would just like you to vote.
Yeah, just
so
please.
Like, while you're there, he happen to vote for him.
Yeah, read my resume as well and pick who you think is best. I think that's super important. So few people vote that the decision for who runs the big organization and an important organization like Tripoli comes down to a very small group of people.
Yeah, well, it's like 5% of the
Yeah.
enrolled members.
Yeah, something like that. I think it's maybe closer to 10, but yeah, it's a small group, and I'd love to see that improve. If anything happens, I would love to see that number improve. Was there anything else? I was going to mention that if I am on the board, one of the things I would like to do is revamp the records thing. I think records are cool. It's about the only thing as an adult that I can like compete in a meaningful way.
Right.
And like whether that means like just revamping the page to make it easy to see, notifying like I would love to have an award. Like if you break an altitude record now, I think you should get a free Tripoli membership for a year.
Dude, yeah, it doesn't even have to be a crazy award.
No.
Something like that.
No, just
Yeah.
recognition for like.
Because I mean, my rocket for the N1560 is like simulated wise, getting close to scraping the record. You know what I mean? Like with some crazy optimization, like Kurt does, I feel like the N1560 is the motor to do it. The N5800 holds it right now, right?
Yep. Well,
How do you feel about that?
I mean, I haven't looked at the N1560 closely. I'm concerned that the burn it doesn't have enough impulse. I was really like I have documented like this is a motor I want. I want a moon burning and in the 6XL case. And it's in the 6XL case.
Yeah.
But its impulse is like 2,000 or 3,000 Newton seconds less than the N5800.
Is it really that much?
Yeah.
I just love it because I'm afraid of flying rockets fast, but I want to fly them into a better end motor. But I want to do it the easy.
I still want to do like
the gold star I tried with.
Yeah. No, and that's awesome. And I hope that people fly it in a meaningful way. Like it'd be an awesome upper stage.
Well, it would be awesome if they made them.
Well, that's a whole nother conversation.
Okay, so do you think it's feasible to trim it to width, or are we just gonna have an unlimited amount of overhang? Or are we going on to this as well? Because I feel like
think overlapping is the wrong.
Yeah, because it's gonna start packing up and be weird.
Is that a bad thing? More fiberglass, more better, right?
I mean, I guess if we're putting fresh resin on top of it, it'll still wet it out.
Yeah. I don't think there's a technical reason why that wouldn't work.
Yeah.
It is going to be stronger in that region, which maybe you could make an argument and say that's the most likely location to buckle the two.
If that were the middle of the rocket.
Yeah, but it could be the portion. The motor mount is supporting the whole aft.
Right.
So it's the open exposed section. I can't get out. Oh my.
Now that you're out of there, usually you can just lift it up and down all those.
It's pretty heavy.
That's pretty bendy, actually. Yeah.
It's kind of 2x4. It's part of the things, actually.
The
Oh, yeah.
piece that needs it.
We should show the thing.
You want to see it then?
Yeah, do it.
We're not doing anything else.
No.
Tell them what we're about to see.
Lighter and faster use carbon fiber. We're still talking about space shots?
Probably.
People do use aluminum for a reason.
There you go. There's the fin.
What,
Yeah.
it's an inch and a half, you said?
Yep, inch and a half.
Dude, I love it so much because like every time I talk about making an upscale mosquito or something, I'm like, and then it's gonna need 1 3/4 fins. Yeah, so these are the fins for this thing. Here's one of them. Weighs about 10 pounds, foam core, 1/4 inch fly on each of the faces. Inch wood wraps around, and it'll slide into some aluminum channels and stuff. Oh, okay. For some reason, I thought this was one piece. I was like, how did you do that? Yeah. I did consider like a really bad choice would have been to just CNC cut the whole thing out of like a solid piece. Yeah, build it wood. But like that would have been stupid. No, so it was really easy. The piece of wood right there. I would just take it. I have a template that I made. I would take it to the miter saw. I would adjust the angle to be the right angle, and just cut it, and then do the next one. Cut it, and do the next one, and then all the miters just fit up
stapled, glued.
It's surprisingly light for how large it is.
Yeah, it's 10 pounds, and I mean you can see it's a pretty sizable fin. I calculated the surface area the other night for some reason. Oh, I did a really cool. You would have loved this. Stress test. I mounted the fin horizontally to the table, like and clamped it down, and then I sat on the end of it. I ramped it way up, but I did some calculations to determine like at a 5-degree angle of attack at like a max velocity of 300 miles an hour, like what is the like fin force that's trying to snap this thing?
Right.
And went ahead and did a load test up to 150% that number, which was about 150 pounds. So I was able to happily sit on this thing while being supported just on the ends, which I was kind of, I mean, I'll say it, I was kind of surprised. I was originally thinking I may have to fiberglass this thing on top and bottom. I don't think I'm going to. It's not going fast. It's going 800 feet.
It'll still go pretty fast with a complex Q cluster.
Different project. The fins are removable.
Oh, okay.
I just make new fins if that's a real concern.
Fair enough.
It's a long burning Q, maybe. It's a Q 2000. No, it'd be like a Q 5000.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say.
That'd be pretty cool. Like a 15, 20-second burn, like slow Q.
Yeah, that would be gnarly. Actually,
I'll leave this back here. People can check it out.
that's not. I mean, it's a pretty progressive. There's a project I'm sort of involved with that's going to Vols this year.
Oh yeah.
It's
Idaho guys?
Yeah, I don't know how much it's
No, you don't have to say anything
We'll
else, but
talk
Idaho
about it
guys.
afterwards.
Okay, we ready?
Yes, sir.
Come close.
Yes, sir.
Nah.
You know, I'm gonna bear it.
Cool. I think I'm still gonna do 2 pumps, like 2 sets of resin.
You should probably try to line distance consistent.
Oh, did we decide what we were gonna do? Were we going to?
I mean, if we can just overlap it and then have all this overhanging, you're still gonna have like 3.5, 2 feet or whatever we talked about earlier, 10-inch wide cloth you can allocate to something else. I just didn't want to be extremely wasteful, but it's like such a big piece of waste that it's still useful.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. I can at least slide it more. Yeah, we're gonna fiberglass fins for that 12-inch bucket. There.
Yeah,
That's pretty close.
yeah,
I'm happy with that.
yeah, that's not
Because
bad.
that's the farthest in point there.
Right. You might want to pull it back to you just a hair.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me throw
We're
some.
probably gonna run into some logistical issues with the ladder.
We'll trim it as we go. Let's see if I have a better idea.
I don't.
Nice job. Take a bus. That's the people are just talking about other stuff.
Oh,
Right.
yeah, yellow epoxy.
Yeah, we're yellow epoxy time. I want to see you build the motor now. That's probably somebody else talking about another motor, but you've done some live streams of building motors.
I have. Yeah. My people.
Yeah. Wait, you have that motor assembled?
Huh?
The M1675?
I flew it.
Oh, you flew one
Yeah.
already. Okay.
Yeah, and then Preston had one for sale, so I was like, yeah, I want that one.
Okay.
Yeah, it was in my opinion, yellow V2. It was awesome.
Should double check these stuff.
That is a really quick and easy way to find out. You're not doing it.
One. 2.
Don't let me distract you. I'm going to open the yellow pigment. 3. 4. 5. So you're gonna start doing other numbers. 9. 8. Okay.
1.
See right there is what I would have forgotten the correct ratio. I put 3 pumps of hardener in there. Nope.
Okay.
We've got the yellow here.
And notice, by the way, you can't even tell what color pigment I used on the body tube.
Yeah, I feel like the glass being white will like retain the color a little bit more. Maybe not though.
One option I want to do more resin projects.
Uh-huh.
So I was excited at US Composites that they just had like, you want to buy like one of every color for like not over expensive.
I was speaking to my sister.
Yeah.
She said like generally 3 to 4 weeks she might be able to expedite.
Okay. I'd have to look at what she does, and if it's again, happy to. I kind of assume they're not super expensive, but yeah.
Well, the last time she asked me about pricing on something, I was like, I can't believe you are spending time doing this for that amount of money. Because that is worth. That's like hours of your time for nothing. I'm pretty sure it was something she spent like 8 hours making. It was when she was clay modeling people's pets.
Well,
And it was like 8, 10 hours worth of work and everything. She was selling for like $40.
I should send her my dog's Instagram, and she can just take a look through that for a bunch of reference photos.
Dude, my sister's been both Nicole.
Dude, where are they?
Boise.
Do they ever have a reason to come out for a concert or something? Like,
They actually do pretty regularly.
okay, pull that out, man. All right.
They were just here seeing Harry Styles.
Oh, Harry Styles. He's the factory boy of my sister.
One Direction.
One Direction. That's it.
Yeah, I love Harry Styles. That dude. Dude, honestly.
Okay.
I have a weird fascination with people that just have like incredible singing voices.
Okay.
Like I'm not like huge into pop. Like I listen to it from time to time, but like Pink, Nate Ruess from Fun, Harry Styles, like people that just like have crazy vocal range. I have a
That's cool. I'll have to check some of that out. If you got some favorite like particular good ones.
Oh yeah,
because like I do instrumental, like that's my jam.
right.
And so like, and
Sean.
and just like you said about like people with vocals, like I am very equally attracted to like people who have insane.
Yeah, just like crazy chops.
You want me to do this? You're gonna need to kind of keep on.
Yeah, I mean, I think I can kind of keep track of it. Hey, look, hello.
If only there was a color name for yellow plus blue. Okay, in chat.
Let's come up with one right now.
Pop quiz. Let's get a name for a color.
It's fine.
A name for a color that is half yellow and half blue.
Here's what it looks like. It looks kind of like green.
If you can name it, you're in the running for the next Rocket Blogs raffle. Just make sure you subscribe, and you have to share it in 3 locations.
Right.
9 emails. Get 13 recommendations.
No, actually, it's way easier than that. All you have to do is be a $5 a month or more member of Patreon, and you get a once quarterly opportunity to win a $100 rocket. Thanks for the plug opportunity, by the way.
I think that's a good thing. You should plug as much as you can. I don't think I'm a $5.
I think you are.
Okay.
Or you are.
I have like, so at the beginning of the year, my wife and I set a goal to contribute to more creators that we care about on Patreon.
Damn.
And so
I'm one of those people.
So we had a huge list. We for better or worse, we watched a bunch of YouTube, and there's a lot of people we really like.
I feel like that's a pretty modern
and
problem.
Yeah.
I want to lock this edge down.
Yeah. We will see that edge again. Oh, but it will be covered in fiberglass. Yeah. If you get a chance to let me know to cut that fiberglass before there's epoxy on it.
Well, I have bad news.
Well, hopefully in the future, because we have another 6 feet of it to go.
Yeah. I would like to. I got a little antsy with the spreading there on that first pour, but it's all right. We'll reel it in hopefully. Look at that beautiful shade of yellow. That is nice. I feel like there's a Malcolm in the Middle reference. The blow up. It's definitely from a TV show. I'm not that funny organically.
I mean, I wasn't laughing. Nobody in chat was laughing.
Like, don't worry, it wasn't even funny.
Was I mentioning something? I was. Anyway.
supporting creators on Facebook.
Oh yeah, so we follow a lot of creators on YouTube, and so we wanted to give back to a lot of our favorites, but also balance the like giving to people who have smaller communities.
Right.
Like, don't get me wrong, love Justin Sandlin from Smarter Every Day. He's a super cool guy. Met him in person, like at like a taco stand. Like,
Oh, really?
like I was traveling through Huntsville, like literally traveling through Huntsville, and I sent him a message on Snapchat.
Nice.
And I was like, hey man, I'm gonna be in Huntsville this afternoon. Do you have a good lunch spot? And he's like, dude, you gotta go to Sharky's.
Oh yeah, Sharky's burrito.
Yeah,
Yeah.
something. And he's like, and I'm like, cool, sounds great, awesome. And then I'm at Sharky's, and like, he's there. And so I felt like I had to say something because I recognized him. I was like, hey, thanks for the taco, thanks for the food recommendation. I really appreciate it. From Snapchat. He's like, oh no way, man, that's awesome. We took a picture out front, and like, it's cool. It's cool. Cool dude.
I want to try and spin it a little, but I'm like, all right if I touch the inside with the epoxy.
The centering ring?
No, just the inside of the tube.
Yeah. Right.
Yep.
So we have like a little over a dozen, but because we wanted to support as many as we ended up doing, it ended up not being like as much as I would love to like support everybody at like one of the higher tiers. It became a like choice between more creators or more money to smaller numbers.
Right.
Like finding that balance.
I'm like focusing really hard on trying to keep the tube from wrinkling or the cloth from wrinkling, but also I'm like fighting. Dude, it feels so illegal to just be playing with epoxy like this.
Oh my god. So we did both my wife and I are engineers, as you know, and so we created a spreadsheet. Did how many followers or Patreons if they tell you, because it seems like you can pick whether it's displayed,
Right?
how
You
many
can.
dollars,
Yeah.
and like that was really helpful.
Yeah, I just like to leave it open because I'm like, I mean, the thing is, like, clearly I'm going to spend the money on rockets whether or not it comes from my audience, right?
Yep.
So, like, it's perfectly fine with me to be transparent. Like, this isn't my livelihood. It's just a hobby. And I'm definitely not mad at money coming in from it.
Is that the fin? Yes, that was the fin. Which is awesome. Big fins. What's this rocket gonna be? Chris. Hey Chris. If you're still around, Chris North, I remember you from Thunder Down Under. And congrats on the awesome Nike project last year. That was splendid. Got to make my way out to New Zealand at some point. But what was I going to say? Yeah, the fin was huge. What did you say? What rocket this is? Oh, this is my LDRS project for this year. It's a 24-inch diameter Mad Cow squat, 6 times upscale. Should weigh about 300 pounds on the pad. Fly on like a high thrust N. Keep it about 1,000 feet. I heard the swamp out there is not fun to land in, so I'm gonna keep that as low and slow as possible, which is not hard when the rocket is short, fat, and heavy. It'll fly at balls if it works at LDRS. It'll fly at balls for a second flight, but this time on a full O motor. I think I'm gonna do EX, like propellant similar to Everclear. Should do maybe like 2,000 feet. It's lots of recovery, lots of happy recovery sticks.
Yeah, you want to trim it back a little bit?
So that's the project. If you are on the rocketry forum, expect a build thread in the next year.
The next time frame.
But yeah, I've been taking pictures along the way, try to better document like the build of these kinds of really big, humongous rockets. You don't see them super often, so I want to share my building strategy that I've amalgamated over the last decade and a half. Not that I am an expert in this at all. Can you grab that epoxy? Go for it. If it's too far. Yeah, at least just kind of push it in and stop it. So yeah, should be cool. It's got a central. This is a 6.3-inch Pro 150 motor mount. I happen to have a source for some Pro 150 motors, so I'd like to potentially use this rocket if it's light enough to fly on some of the 3-frame motors. It may be tough. I'm really close to the line on like, is this too heavy for that motor?
Really? Well, yeah, I guess 300 pounds. It's pretty up there.
Yeah, so depends on how closely you care about 5 to 1 and
thrust away and all that kind of good stuff. So, you know, I had like an epiphany the other week, which was that 5 to 1 thrust away is actually 4 Gs at liftoff. I kind of always looked at open rocket and rocksim for like 5G liftoff, but like 5 to 1 thrust away is 4 Gs. Is that interesting?
Yeah, I guess that's
Because 1 to 1 means it's not moving.
right.
2 to 1 means it's moving
Right.
1 G.
Yeah.
I just, you know, if you say it out loud and you're like, yeah, duh. But
Dude,
like,
I never really had even considered like the direct correlation with a thrust to weight ratio versus
an acceleration.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's not really ever something that like
No.
processed.
Yeah.
Usually because my rockets are not like dangerously close to being on the bottom end of that.
My level 3 was 3 to 1. It was at the NAR minimum for the first quarter second, and it dropped lower. But it worked. It worked.
It was M1550, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was funny because as I was getting ready to fly the Honest John, Rex was like, "What's the thrust to weight on this thing again?" I was like, "Dude, it's like 14 to 1." And he's like, "How much does it weigh?" 32 pounds. You have an M and 4 J's in there? I was like, "Yeah, I sure do." It's really just going to be the 4 J's for that first little bit because it's a moon burner M, but that's more than enough. Just on the J's, it's like 9.6 to 1 or something like that.
You're making quick work of that.
This is very therapeutic. It's interesting that I'm just like,
I think you have a side gig as like a masseuse.
yeah. If I like,
People will think it's money laundering, but you really are running like a, an actual. You know.
I feel like if I had it in my head to build a 24-inch rocket, I got right to the point where I needed fiberglass the tube, I would never do it. You know what I mean?
But
Like,
now,
it would be daunting, but like just actively doing it, and, you know, just in the feng shui with the hands going, this is soothing.
I'm glad you enjoy it. This would have been killer.
I think what's really exciting to me is it's a huge rocket and I'm not paying for it. That's
Well, what's really interesting, I mean, you bring up the cost, right? Huge rocket, right?
that's
How much money are we looking at here, right? Like, I bought 45 yards of cloth for like $200. So we've used 2 yards. You know, we're $6 in on cloth,
right,
maybe 10. Call it 10.
right.
Body tube is $5 a foot, 6 feet, $30.
Yeah.
So
that's
we're
true.
you know we're $40 in so far, and we have a 24-inch diameter body tube. Centering rings, I spring for the birch ply, which is reasonably expensive now. I think it's like $80 or $90 a sheet, but I can get a lot of material out of it.
Right.
And these are 2 rings. It's maybe a quarter of the sheet, so $50 in centering rings. You know, like reused motor mount components, blah blah blah.
We almost didn't need 4 on this one. Just roll it again.
How are we doing on? How much have we done?
Once this is away, that would be about 3/4.
Oh, okay.
Scissors again.
I'll be back to answer questions in a second here. Braden's doing an awesome job. I'm going to pour him the rest of this epoxy, and I think I'm going to start mixing up one more.
Yeah, that's
No,
I just figured you did know.
I don't know, but you must know.
Yeah.
You know, I don't. Tell me.
I can't actually. I don't know. I figured you did. So that's the thing.
Love it. Love it. Hopefully you guys can hear us okay. I know we were having some audio issues at the beginning. I'm going to just go straight into the next 4.
Yeah, go for it. We might want.
Might as well have extra.
As much as you can get, really.
Okay, 1. We're
No.
gonna count to 6, everybody.
All right.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You know how big the Nike smoke was out in New Zealand? 18?
I think it's 16, right? That's full scale. And it was stretched a little to accommodate this odor, I believe.
First window. Okay, we're adding yellow again.
Yes, sir.
Lolo.
Yeah, unless you want, unless you want to invent another color. We're being productive this stream. Fiberglass level 2, inventing colors.
I'm going with sunshine. That's my color.
It is really funny to see the green overlap. Or sorry, blow up. Damn. I revealed.
Oops, I dropped a little.
Native blow up.
Okay, what we got going on?
Wow, that. I mean, you know, in your head, obviously, blue and yellow makes blow up, but like, it just.
Going all in on the blow.
It just worked out so nicely.
I don't know, Chris, you're saying if nothing else, email me your P.O. box and I'll send you some tools. I don't know what who you're talking to,
Oh, dang.
but YouTube has like a DM system, or how do people?
Not anymore, really. I do have a PO box, though. I don't know if I posted the description of my. Yeah, it's not. Or blow up. It's not the freeze. Yeah, I don't know if
if people wanted to get a hold of you, Patreon,
rocketvlogs911@gmail.com.
why 9/11?
It's my birthday.
Oh,
That's why most of my email addresses are 1011. Because that's the exact reaction you get. Like, why would you do 911? I'm like, I know, right?
1011.
Yeah.
You just move it a month.
This is just a 10
You
instead.
just move it a month.
Yeah. I was like, well, I don't want my email addresses all to say 911. So.
Well, but you think 911 like emergency?
Yeah.
Emergency rocket logs. Like if you really need to get a hold.
I have to say though, that's not where people's places their heads go immediately. I assume based on your reaction that that's not the first thing you thought of.
Well, you said 9/11.
Yeah.
If you had said it as 911.
Yeah, like we know 911.
Yeah.
Or rocket logs.
Yeah. Like
Anyway, I think they probably get the email address now.
well, we want to stick it in
They're
their
like, all right,
Okay,
oh,
you're just
good lord. You're kind of setting me up for putting Foxy on your floor. I'm just gonna say it.
well, the fact that I invited you here over anyway to do this, like, I accepted the risk of whatever happens. I tried to prevent it. That's all I'm gonna say. Down over here, I'm gonna grab the scissors.
Actually, you know what? I'm pretty proud of how I managed that. It went a little bit better than I anticipated. The pour was a little hefty. It scared me a little bit, but we got it under control. Alright.
Well, what's up with this? Like, what causes this?
I don't really know.
It's not a low spot in the tube.
You know, actually, where's my credit card? My room key.
But I can get you one more.
Okay,
I have one more.
a fresh one. Just the one. That'll do. Yeah. I prefer.
I think that's Tucson. If I had to remember right. Got sent to Tucson like 12 times last year. After I moved. Can't hear you if you're talking to me. You've got my email. Good luck. Oh, does it save the chat history?
Yeah, I believe so.
How would you get a rocket from the United States all the way to New Zealand? Hey, I'm not saying that I'm gonna bring this rocket to New Zealand, but I've built level 2 size rockets. Well, I mean, really, it was a level 3 size rocket. We flew it on a J.
Right.
I built that the night before. It was awesome. Just like this. We could fly this tomorrow.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, of course.
Just depending on when you watch this video, that'll be
Right.
true.
That'll line up just fine. We could fly this tomorrow. The finless gimbal stabilizer.
What do you think is the biggest motor somebody's TVC? Like hobby wise, obviously.
Probably Joe Barnard's Evo.
Because I've got an H TVC.
Really?
Yeah, with Joe's system.
Okay. Oh yeah, he sells it, doesn't he?
He sold it. I think he very quickly realized he doesn't want to be in the customer
That's
service.
a lot of work.
Like,
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I quit working because it just.
but like, people would ask you questions. Hey, this is failing. This is failing. Guilty. I had failure problems, and you just send me another board. That's
Oh, he didn't give you the. It's your fault. Sorry.
No, Joe's a good guy.
He is a good guy.
I like Joe.
Cool dude.
Can't make the LDRs. Hopefully, you get to see this fly at balls. Yeah, I hope you can see it fly at balls too. It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be super duper awesome, and it's gonna be really fun. You want? Oh, you got it.
I got it. We're almost there.
Yep. We're getting close. I think I see more fiberglass.
Yeah. Oh, actually.
Sorry, Mom. Every time I burp, my mom would say swine.
My mom's good.
How's it going, Chase? Chase, it's going really well. I didn't expect to have finished this fiberglass project this weekend, and I had a lovely visit by one of my favorite people, one of my favorite YouTubers.
Who was it? Was Joe here?
One of my other favorites.
Joe left.
Yeah, you missed him. He was here helping me with this just a moment ago. No. Dude, like the funny part is I'm gonna watch back this video and realize I did 1% of this project, and you just like sat here and just spread this stuff all over.
Dude, this color is like what TV wants you to think radioactivity looks like.
Dude, it's gotten to the point of the night where like that's really funny. Oh man. You did close.
It was green slime.
You did close the You did close the acetone? Okay, the acetone is closed. We are just I don't know what time it is.
Yeah, I don't know either. It's like a casino in here. No clock. The time just gets whisked away.
It is exactly 1 o'clock.
Oh, really? I honestly would have guessed later. Wow, that means we've only been doing this for like an hour and 15
If
minutes.
we go outside, Auroras might be out. That'd be an awesome surprise. Like finish this here,
Yeah.
and like walk outside and see Auroras for the first time. Not my dog, but like me.
See,
If I see my dog outside,
see
and just
Aurora's
stop.
what?
Tail.
It's the first time I've ever seen it.
It's so funny.
Love it. Love it. The overlap epoxy layer is like this part's gonna be really easy to say.
Why is that?
Because there's a lot of extra epoxy sitting on top there.
Okay. Sure. We'll accept that.
Well, I don't
But it is nice. It's the way you're doing it too. It's soaking in more than you leave it with.
Yeah.
Like you notice. You're right. Some of this
Yeah,
is pretty thick, but like
disregard that. I just mean I mean it's gonna be easier to sand. What I mean is it's going to finish nicer.
we'll just throw peel ply.
No.
Brandon's like,
Tell you
"Cool,
what,
I'm
I
going to
gotta
bed.
go."
I'm going to bed.
If you didn't have to wet peel ply out, that would be one thing.
Well, you don't have to.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
It only, it'll do its job. It'll soak up whatever the.
Okay, that is basically to the overlap. It's right on the other, like right where you need to trim it. It's basically right there. Okay. Dude, this part of the tube is gonna be so strong. Just 4 inches.
So sand it down.
Yeah, right through the cloth.
A little bit.
more than
Just
most people
yet.
build like their entire rockets with. I haven't been counting how many pumps we've done, but we are not anywhere near as far through this epoxy as I expected to be.
Yeah, honestly. There's video documentation if you feel like sifting through the whole hour.
Oh no, don't worry. That's what the YouTube commenters are for.
Well,
You just ask them.
I hate to inform you this channel doesn't quite have that kind of a cult following yet.
Oh, don't worry.
You could be the first one, viewer.
One day I want to build big rockets like this. They are so cool. I agree, Briar. One day I want to build rockets like this. And
That day is today.
that day is today. I'll continue to put the shout out. If you're out in the Seattle area, find a way to get a hold of me. Come out to a Washington Aerospace Club meeting. Love to meet up. We do build big projects like this in here all the time. Tomorrow I have a team coming out. We're building a 12-inch, 80% scale aero bee. That's gonna be fun. We're gonna vacuum bag some parts and shape stone foam. And it's gonna be really cool.
You want to roll it for me? Because I have so much excess epoxy here that I feel like I can. There you go. The overlap.
Actually, wet it out.
That's right there. Dude, look, we only got spiraled out by like half an inch of this one.
Getting better.
That's pretty good.
By the time we build the 36-inch one tomorrow.
Yeah. Tubes get delivered, rocket flies Tuesday. So
That's the USD Space Shuttle motto right there, man.
that
You know, like following their Twitter was always a trip because you knew they were going to fly a space shot on Saturday when they said they're gluing up the fins on Tuesday. And like, I thought that was really funny, but like, it repeatedly happened. Like, hey,
this is just their process.
yeah, like gluing the fins on. See you at the launch Saturday. I'm like, holy cow!
Cut the overlap.
No.
All right. Just gonna mix it all. Just keep wrapping it. I'm having so much fun. Bottom of the tube's getting super there.
I'm doing a little bit wider overwrap because
It's already wetted out.
Yeah. And that's it. We have.
That's how you fiberglass a 24-inch tube.
Okay, that's the tutorial. I hope to see a lot more 24-inch rockets in the next few weeks from everyone.
We better, in fact, because this is kind of a lot of work. So, like, if it was for nothing, that's right.
If anyone's still watching, I want to hear the biggest diameter rocket you have built in Fun. Largest diameter rocket you've built in Fun.
7.5. Well, 12. Right. 12. I was there for that. I forgot.
Let's see. We have a question about, out of curiosity, how much epoxy have we gone through? Yeah, we were talking about that. I'd say about a third of a gallon, maybe a quarter of a gallon. Less than I expected, for sure. And we're just basically done.
Because you were at like 3/4 on that thing. It's not even quite to half, I'd say.
Yeah, a lot less epoxy than I expected. All right, let's see. We got some responses here. Level 2 was a 4-inch iris. Ooh, yep, the 8.5-inch Red Max. Duncan's flown an 8-inch as well.
Yeah.
David Bell with 7.5. I was probably there for that if I was out at one of the Thunder launches. I think I was. So, thank you guys. Super cool. Thanks for contributing and checking out. We are in the finishing stages here. I think we're going to do one rotation all the way around to make sure all the edges are reasonably tacked down. Braden, you can't tell from here, he's doing the patented try to make it as damn fuzzy as possible on the edges method. It does look like he's playing the piano, but he actually can't play the piano very well.
Yeah, I decided to play the guitar
But when you do some shows up here, if you need a guest keyboard player, like we haven't jammed together.
Dude,
I don't have a guitar, but I wish I did because we could jam together at
You have
like
drums?
1:30 a.m. I do not have drums.
I don't play the drums so much as I own some, but like I try.
I'm gonna stop blocking you over here.
Yeah, so
8-inch motor casing. It's pretty sweet. Yeah, Chris, that was an epic motor. Congratulations. That was really fun to see. Yeah. Biggest diameter rocket people have seen. What do you think the biggest diameter rocket? I guess it depends on what you consider diameter, like
yeah, because I mean in that case it's
a
probably
saucer. I had a 24-inch diameter saucer, but like I wouldn't call that the biggest diameter thing I flew.
I'd say probably
Or seen.
Steve Eaves and Vern Hogue's 10 scale Saturn 1Bs, which is hard to get like in your head how big that is. It'd be convenient if there was a way for you guys to see that right now. But like unfortunately, it's just such a big thing and like very specific. Like a Saturn 1B, that's crazy.
It's roughly 24 inches in diameter.
If only we had one sitting around, that would be super easy to get an idea. I'm trying to think though. Yeah, I think that's about as big as I've ever seen a rocket.
In person? Did you
Yeah.
watch both of them?
Yeah, in Argonia. Yeah, it was crazy. That was
Yeah.
my first
On,
air.
on smaller rockets, I would take a rubber band and I would go all the way around to like make sure I like seal everything like nicely here.
Yeah, there is a little bit of lifting zone over here on the blue side.
Well, any side that's low is going to hang down.
My hand is like just sweaty enough that putting another glove on it was a terrible mistake of an idea. How long have we been going here? That gives us a good 2 hours and 8 minutes. I don't think that's a bad amount of time to spend glassing a 24-inch tube.
Only one layer. We wimped out.
Little procrastination mixed in there, and some time spent talking. I feel like that's a pretty decent time frame.
We can still add another layer.
As fun as that sounds.
But this time we do the full size here. And then we do the
Oh,
thick side.
yeah.
It's like quadruple thick in the middle.
Well, like I said earlier, feel it out. Once it's dry and I'm not here anymore, you can decide if you want to do one more.
I need all my Seattle buddies. This was fun.
No, yeah, it was a really good time, actually. All of these
I
little
learned a lot.
tiny pinholes and bubbles are driving me a little bit crazy on the mild OCD front, but
Good. Well, stand over there and then let me know what you
right,
see.
yeah.
It is, by the way, getting gold paint.
Yeah.
It's the amount of spray cans it would take to finish this thing.
Dude, that's like Clifton paints all his 12-inch corkscrew with all rattle cans. I was like, you're crazy, dude. How long did that take?
How many cans did it take? It would
I mean,
easily take more cans financially than the rest of this whole body tube.
You know what, though, actually? My irises are both rattle canning, and they are 2 cans of white and 2 cans of black each.
Your what diameter?
7.5.
7.5. Yeah.
But say rust only 2 times coverage. I love that stuff. 2 times relative to their pore covering standard paint. What about the V2? Yeah, I painted that with rattle cans too.
Oh, that's the biggest diameter rocket I've seen. The V2.
Oh yeah.
The full
dude.
scale V2.
Yeah.
That was 4 feet.
Oh, that's what he's talking about. Yeah.
I think.
you pushed the button, didn't you?
Yeah. I'll see how.
I remember like watching that video and just hearing your
Things-
voice. I was like, how the hell did this get what was the
Dude, and like the whole situation of me pressing that button was like one of the most surreal moments of my life. Like those guys were so cool.
Right.
And they just like they treated it like any other rocket. Here's a flight card. Hey, I think we're ready to go. When you're ready, like go ahead and announce it and like blah blah. Like it was like from the LCO perspective, could have been like a level 3 cert.
I never had LCO ever until last week.
What?
Yeah.
You just doesn't surprise you, probably. I love the sound of my voice. No,
I,
but I do a lot of LCO. First Underground Under, I also have never left it.
I feel like my talking voice I'm okay with hearing. It's weird because I'm the vocalist in a band. Hearing my own voice. I won't say singing because that's not quite fair as the correct word there, but yeah, it's like when we're mixing stuff, recording in studio, and the engineer will solo my vocal track. I'm like, yeah, you're gonna have to never do that again. Thank you. Dude, the amount of this rail button is leaning.
Yeah. Oh, the amount that rail bed is bleeding.
It's like,
Oh, it's loose.
maybe that's what it is. The amount of rail buttons on it.
And there's one more on that next section,
Oh yeah.
which is here. There's you can see where the rail button is, but there's a standoff when you fly it in 432 mode.
Right.
Yeah, people don't know what we're talking about. I wish this was a little higher because, like, I don't want to just be cut off. Like, I can link this up. a
Yeah.
little. There we go. Sweet. Well, there we go, guys. That is a 24-inch diameter rocket that we have fiberglass. Thank you immensely to Braden
What size is that center motor?
with
6-inch. Sorry.
Pro,
Cut you off
Pro
there.
150. Yep. 6.33.
Before you sign off officially,
Yeah.
let's give them a quick
Tour.
yes, quick look at all the Gates Brothers stuff and anything else you want to display. But yeah, since we were kind of talking about it off camera, there's Porthos 2. If you're familiar, if you're not, get familiar. There's the Sumo,
Coming to a Black Rock launch studio.
and then the Jayhawk behind me. This is probably my. Nah, dude, it's hard to pick a favorite. I don't know. Porthos is pretty fantastic. And then, yeah, there's all the workshops. So if you're in the Seattle area, come say hi.
Absolutely. Come say hi, bring a rocket or an idea for a rocket, preferably a bad idea for a rocket. And we've got tubes, material, and the space to make a cool project happen. I've got a couple level 3 projects that people are building that they're bringing here to work on. We've got a 12-inch. I keep talking about the 80% scale Aero B group project out here in Seattle.
Yeah, I might after my lunch have to swing back by and see how it's coming. I'm pretty curious to see how that's all.
Yeah, it's cool. I mean, you can see a lot of the pieces.
Right.
Tomorrow is a mini build day. I built this is a 3D printed scale model, which is kind of cool.
Oh yeah.
The Aero B. So we're gonna have the strakes and stuff.
I do kind of want to see how this appears too.
Yep. Yep. Should be pretty done tomorrow.
But, yeah, I think that's pretty much it. So
No reason. Don't forget to subscribe to Rocket Vlogs here. We've also got Braden's also got an awesome Patreon where he shares behind the scenes content of all your favorite rocket builds. You can ask him questions directly. It's easy to get a hold of him.
we do quarterly giveaways as long as we maintain 25 patrons. I should know it's mine. Huh? It's 25. I think is the number.
But highly recommend it. Braden's a good guy.
Sorry, not giveaways. Shouldn't say that. Legally, games of skill, not by chance or luck in any way because that's illegal. Games of skill to win $100 rocket quarterly.
Excellent.
Check Instagram.
All right. But thank you guys all very much. If you have any other questions for me, probably the easiest way to find me is through the Rocketry Discord, which you can find from r/Rocketry on Reddit. I'm one of the mods there. But when you join the Discord, just search for mod Bryce, which is Bryce. Probably pretty easy to find. And I can answer all your questions, show you some behind the scenes. I've got a mini build thread going on the Discord server. So if you want to see some more pictures of this project as it gets built here in the next 6 weeks, it's going to fly second week of July out at LDRS in Wisconsin. It's going to be super epic, super awesome, and definitely couldn't get to this point tonight without Braden's help on the epoxy massager. And I think he's a certified masseuse, rocket masseuse.
It's a refined technique. I've been working ages on it.
It's like when people say it's not rocket science, like it's rocket surgery, right? This is like rocket massage.
Yeah,
You know.
it's kind of like a rocket chiropractic
Yeah, like you do that kind of stuff.
Love it. So thank you, Braden, for throwing us online tonight. Thanks for coming out, and
Thanks for allowing me to.
have a good night.